Hey there! I hope you're enjoying the Steam Next Fest this year. I know I am. There's a whole bunch of cool new stuff I find every day. Right now, I am with a title called Voidsayer. It is a creature collecting RPG. From the screenshots, it looks kinda Darkest Dungeon, like in aesthetics. Let's see how it is in actuality.
We did not heed the prophets who conveyed the omens from above. We did not notice the portentous signs around us. And we were unprepared when the calamity struck.
Okay, nice voice for a narrator. I think this is the Diablo font. Always nice to see that. So here we have Commander Riker. So, another recruit. Here it is, the harsh reality of wartime. I can make do with the slop they now call food, and even with a life confined within walls like a rat in a cage. But I'll never accept that now any lowlife is fit to become a recruit. You know what they say about desperate times? No choice. Every new sunrise costs many lives. You've been honored with the task of taking the place of the fallen, stepping beyond the walls, and fighting for humanity's future. Are we in Attack on Titan? I'll give you the standard briefing. Whether you listen or not, that's up to you. But without this knowledge, you won't last long. Your generation has never left the shelter walls since birth, but I'm sure you've heard many stories about the outside world. Well, none of them can convey even a fraction of its horrors. Beyond the walls lies the domain of the abyss, teeming with its repulsive spawn. Okay, that spooked me. Entities, that's what our ancestors called them. There's no weapon that can stand up to these monsters, however, there is a way to turn them against their creator. I'm telling you this so you can learn your first and most important lesson. The role of a soldier is not to engage directly, but to lead your own squad of entities into battle. This is what you will be trained for. To start, let's decide who your first ward will be. Surely something's left in storage to choose from. And here we go. Can choose from fire, flora or water. Such a standard Pokemon lineup. Really nice designs. Really dig it. Got a standard dragon, cabbage lion, and Tulhu's little brother. Let's go with you. The choice is made. Let's move on to learning the basics of combat. Without these skills, your first excursion beyond the walls will end as soon as it begins. The training ground is already prepared for battle. Let's not waste time. Okay. Oh, there's more information here that I was expecting. Let's see. Upper left, we got the main information about entity, name, level, type. No, that's the type. And energy. In other words, life. Energy is a key parameter. It decreases when damage is taken, and if it runs out, the entity will be defeated and unable to continue fighting. Okay, here we have equipment and active effects. Affecting the entity. Hover over to see detailed information. So, you are wearing a dull ring. Reduces damage from entities with the wild effect by 5% for each empty equipment slot. Massive steel ring that resonates with the echoes of ancient war gods. You saw 2 empty slots. That means 10%. You have an effect called Will to Live. Inflicts crystal skin for 1 round. If at the end of the round you have less than 30% energy, so little last minute defensive boost, right? We can press Ctrl for Effect Legend. Ooh, there's a lot of effects. Reminds me of Darkest Dungeon 2. It's always good to have the ability to look these up on command. And we also have a type chart over here. Very nice, very nice. Here are the current stats. These look like standard RPG fare. Let's see. To attack, select one of the available attacks. After that, the entities will exchange blows. The one with the higher speed attacks first. Let's see. Skills have an aspect. Some attacks are strengthened when certain conditions are met. Hover over the aspect icon for details. Is there anything in here about that? No, doesn't look like it, so these must be individual for the skills. Oh, and every skill has a usage limit. That's an interesting choice. So you get a standard bite. 27 physical damage, 3% crit chance, 5% miss chance, and it also has a chance of inflicting debuffs. I see. Let's try for a claw. Responds with a tackle. When you are wild. So this damage reduction works. Let's see. What does wild do? It has less attack, less maximum energy, a crit chance, and gives less XP for victory. Alright then. These 2 attacks deal the same amount of damage. So it doesn't really matter which one I choose. Oh, I managed to inflict pain. Okay, so I can see the base and the effects. Very Good if you're into that kind of thing. Number crunching, I mean. Also, it looks like using this bite twice gave it fatigue. Using a skill twice in a row reduces damage by 25%. Use any other skill to remove this effect. That's very interesting. So it's actively detrimental to keep spamming the same thing. Not bad for a first attempt. Let's say you've got the basics down. Each victory brings combat experience. This is the key to survival beyond the walls. As it accumulates, entities gain new abilities and traits. You need to monitor your squad's progress. Familiarize yourself with your companion's stats. It's crucial. Oops, accidentally clicked through it. Doesn't look like I have a log. Sorry about that. So I can right-click you for details. So, genetics. You're gaining extra evasion per level, but less magic defense per level. So this word makes me think that we can actually breed these entities down the line. I always like that in a creature collector. So your individual character is hurry, gives extra speed, but -4 accuracy. So that's less than optimal. Okay, and it looks like we're going to unlock 2 new skills as we level. There's also 4 empty ones. I wonder if it will be like Darkest Dungeon 2 and you're going to have 4 skills out of 8. We will see. Soon you'll embark on your first excursion beyond the walls, and out there you'll have no one to rely on. It'll be just you and the curse. You'll have to deal with injuries on your own, using available consumables. This time supplies will be provided from the city reserves. However, in the future, you'll need to restock at the local shop. Saving on supplies could cost you your life, but taking too much isn't wise either. Under the influence of the abyss, provisions quickly deteriorate. Any unused leftovers will have to be discarded. That's it for the basics. Let's see what you're capable of. Head to the crossroads from where you'll set out to surroundings. A walk along the walls is relatively safe, but it will prepare you for facing real threats. Okay, to access the inventory, press the I key. It allows you to change the patron ring, select equipment and use potions. Remember, excess consumables will have to be discarded at the end of the expedition. Alright, we have a little town over here. So it really feels like Darkest Dungeon 1. I wonder if this game is roguelite in nature, or you will slowly build up the town. Okay, unlocks stuff. Extra storage space. Archive for viewing entity details. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff we can build up to use. Okay, let's see what awaits us. Ooh. Nice map. Real pretty. Looks hand-drawn too. So we are here. And we can choose the surroundings. Let's see, we got level 3 enemies here. 9 steps. I suppose that's how long it's gonna take. 0 cursed, whatever that is. And no chance for a long rest. Alright, and it's gonna give us 15 money and 2 planks. Okay, I was not expecting this. We basically have a path inside the path. Overcome the path without falling under the onslaught of the abyss. The route is filled with random events with many possible outcomes. Successfully overcoming them is the main aspect of survival. Usually events are not known in advance, but they can be foreseen through scouting. Past event outcomes or bonuses. Okay. What do we have here? We have karma, affects the chance of occurrence of positive and negative events. The higher it is, the easier the path will be. Right, so you can manipulate the outcomes. We got a 40% chance of scouting the next step. Here we have something called Abyss Distortion. It's currently 2 out of 20. It's going to make things worse if we let it build up. So, what do we have here? An abandoned backpack. Symptoms. Don't like the sound of that. Caustic slime. Really don't like the sound of that. Let's just go with the backpack. Huh. I really like this art. These resemble Slay the Spire event art. I approve. Let's see, among the traces of a past battle lay a backpack. Inside, along with some junk, was a warrior's diary from neighboring village. Its pages were filled with entries about training, travels, and philosophical musings, a reflection of the author's inner world. The discovery was not only intriguing but also useful. Notes on the terrain will help plan the route. So the consequences is we're gonna gain 3 Abyss Distortion. And also several hidden events are now known. Yeah, outcome of the events affects 4 key parameters. So the distortion, your health, looks like scouting chance, and whatever this is. Let's move onward. Yeah, because we reached 5 distortion, now the wild effect is gonna be weakened. So overall the enemies are going to be a little stronger. I wonder if there's gonna be a way to push this distortion down. or if it's a race. Let's see. Paths connect events, defining the route of the upcoming expedition. Each time the group overcomes a path, they are healed a little, so you get passive recovery going on. Sometimes paths have additional effects. Okay, so if it's green, the passive recovery triggers twice. If it's orange, you lose 1 distortion if it is above 7. That's good. Keeping it in check a little. If it's red, passive recovery doesn't work, and you gain 1 base distortion if it's below 8. If it's blue, you gain +5 scouting. I wonder if it's for the entire run. And if it's yellow, you can find a couple of coins and other valuables. Okay, nice. So, in addition to the events, you also have to take into consideration the route itself. And time is passing in real time. I wonder if it has any meaning. Let's go with the unknown one. We found the mithril flower. Oh, it looks so gorgeous, look at it. Wow. A unique marvel of nature with roots made of pure mithril, metal renowned for its strength. This is a valuable find, but is it worth destroying such a rare flower for personal gain? Ain't that the question? Now, we're not gonna know what happens until it happens. Let's pluck it and see. The flower will die anyway, and gold is always useful. Not the best justification. Got 7 coins out of it. And the random undefeated entity receives Seal of Decline. Okay, what are seals? Seal is a permanent effect applied to an entity as a result of certain events. There are 2 types of seals, empowering and weakening. So, empowering is green, weakening is red. An entity can only have 1 seal at a time. If an opposing seal is applied to an entity with an existing one, they cancel each other out. I see. So I got hit with the Seal of Decline. I'm gonna take 10% more damage. And aspects don't work. The aspects are these modifiers for the skills. So this is a pretty bad negative effect. And I'm gonna have to sacrifice a buff later on to cancel it out. Yeah, I don't really need a short break, but I don't want to increase distortion on this path. Okay, what you got here? Oh, I see. You can just hover over the compass to bring up the basics. I appreciate that. Thank you, game. Yeah. The respite brought much needed relief to the weary body. But as soon as you emptied your mind and relaxed, the abyssal voices flooded your thoughts. There is no place for peace on this path. So we gain even more distortion and 3% energy. So yeah, it really looks like this is gonna be a race against the abyss with these paths Just a tiny bit of reprieve. Now, I can go either way. Let's go down here. Blackleaf. Surviving in the cursed lands is no easy task. Ferns were the first to adapt to the new conditions and have rapidly displaced other plants from fertile lands. Now they pose no less of a problem than the spawn of the abyss. Okay, I imagine clearing the area would make us stay in one place, possibly get something at the cost of even more distortion. Let's pass by. Alternative outcome night. Oh, so the time of day actually matters. That's good to know. As soon as the sun dips below the horizon, the air fills with black spores, enveloping the valley in a dense burning fog. Every breath scorches the lungs, as if fire ignites within. Well, that was unfortunate. And we got a battle here. With a teddy bear named Teddy Bear. Alright then. You are an outcast. Applies attentiveness for 2 rounds if damaged by an attack of its own type. Combat ready. Physical and magical attack plus 1% for every 6% of energy lost. Or every 5 if any weapon is equipped. And you're wild. Okay. So far there isn't anything to do but attack. Can I? Can't look at the stat screen from here. I wanted to know if these skills have their type. Or maybe it's just the color of the skill that notes the type. So that would make Bite normal type, because it gave the teddy bear attentiveness. So plus 5 evasion, it never misses. Duration decreases after attack. Okay, now if I hit you with Bite, if I'm right, that should be giving you attentiveness again. Yeah, alright. So it seems at the moment that the color of the skill corresponds to type. And we leveled up. Let's see. Open the inventory and use a potion. Wow, that is one robust inventory. It's divided into categories. Hover over category label to learn more about it and how to use it. So we got rings, which give constant boosts in battle. And you can only have one. We have scrolls used to catch entities. Got consumables used during the expedition and disappear upon its completion. Drag it to the entities slot. So, a life elixir restores 35%. Gonna give that to you. That's good. Got keys for whatever reason. Void shard. Whoever unites all the fragments will receive the blessing of the void. Interesting. Maybe a little in-game puzzle. Secondary objective. We got equipment. Permanent bonus for one entity. Currently we have the Commander's Gift, which is a soldier's manual, extra accuracy and attack. Twice as effective if it's the only equipped item. It's the basics of military affairs. So I give this to you right here. And it should give you 4 accuracy and 6 attack. Alright, let's keep moving. Another short break. And now I have passive recovery disabled, so this is the amount of health I'm gonna keep. Finding a box with military markings is not difficult. Such boxes are often left behind by hastily retreating troops. They usually contain valuables that were attempted to be salvaged from the cursed lands. It can be opened without a crowbar, but you can try to break it open. If I break it open, that's probably gonna cause some damage. Indeed it did. In a unified effort, everyone attacked the formidable opponent. Though there were some scrapes, the contents of the box are yours. Alternative outcome, luck. Yes, so there is a chance for extra stuff to happen. Among the findings was a sextant, an excellent navigation device. So we got 4 coins, only 1 distortion, little bit of health loss, and 5 scouting. That should bring this up to 45. And we have positive karma for some reason. Got a withering field here. Fertile fields are slowly withering without human care, but life still clings to this land. Among the dry patches, green shoots are emerging. In an old barn, there's an automatic pump buried under debris from the roof. If repaired, it might yield a new harvest next year. Sure, let's repair the pump. The repair was more challenging than expected. Rubble, rusty metal, the foul smell of oil. But the pump is now operational. That took a hefty chunk of health. But I wonder if that's gonna do something good for us. And that was the end of it. The sortie is nearing its end. The area has been cleared, and the local trails are now relatively safe for horseback riding. Soon, a mounted reconnaissance unit sent to survey the liberated lands caught up with you and escorted you home. Back already, and not empty-handed. I see you managed to gather some construction materials. The damaged structures in the village are in need of repairs, and your find will be very useful. Examine the local buildings. Each one serves a unique purpose. You're free to decide which to restore first, but for now I have a task for you regarding the archive. a repository of information about all the entities we know. A recent storm caused severe damage to it, destroying most of the records. It's crucial to restore it and resume data collection. Here we go. In Northwich, you can find various buildings that provide passive bonuses. Hover over a building to see what benefits it offers. Most buildings provide only passive bonuses, but some are interactive. For example, in the market stall you can buy supplies, and in the archive you can obtain information about encountered entities. Using materials, you can upgrade a building. When you hover over it, information about the upgrade cost and the bonuses it will bring will be displayed. If you have enough materials, hold E while selecting the desired building. So, got the archive over here. Excellent, the archive is back in operation. Use it if you have any questions about a specific entity. Now, let's discuss your squad. Surroundings is relatively safe, but conditions change in more remote regions. With just one companion, you won't get far. Expanding your squad is essential. The Binding Scroll is an incredible invention and humanity's last hope. It can seal and subdue an entity, stripping the curse of its control over it. It's time to demonstrate how it works. Got a kitty cat. That gives purity of mind. You've dodged. So this is where the scrolls are. Looks like we have 3 types. Scroll of Ethereal Bonds, plus 30% to success chance, limits to 60. So this is the lowest of the low. You've used the scroll and skipped your turn, but now you have a chance to take control of the wild entity after the battle. The chance is small, but you can increase it by using another scroll, and the maximum chance is only limited by its quality. Or you can simply finish the fight and hope for the best. I see, so it's like the opposite of Pokemon. You don't weaken them first and then try to capture, but instead you declare your intent to capture, and that weakens them. Interesting. So let's actually use a scroll here. We got hit by a speed down. Okay, I'm just now looking at their speed. So it was tied before, but we came first. It's good to know that we're always first. In the event of a tie. Okay, now we have a 60% chance. Ooh, lucky crit. And sealing succeeded. It's an interesting twist on the old formula. The briefing is over, but there is... Oh, getting these whispers out of nowhere in your ear is just spooky. The briefing is over, but there is still much for you to learn. I will send you to assist the seasoned fighters. It's a great opportunity to gain experience. Have you heard of Levi, the commander of the Reconnaissance Corps? He hasn't returned from his last mission. Missing soldiers are a common occurrence, but Levi is a master of his craft and couldn't have fallen on such a simple task. We need to find out what happened to him. It's likely that a new unknown threat has emerged in the area. His last mission took place somewhere in the depth of the Great Forest. Several search parties have already been sent there, but you are tasked with surveying its outskirts. Head out immediately. Time is working against us. The squad is growing. You can now change the battle order. The first in the list will start the fight. Let's take a look at you. Okay, you are a normal type. You gain extra health per level, but less magic defend. And you are a coward. You have less defend, but more evasion. I see. Oh, wait, here it is. You see the type of the skill. This is what I was looking for. Yes, I was right. It's always a nice feeling. Okay, so this works retroactively. That's the name type. Rarity indicates only the frequency of appearance and the biomes in which we can find them. Okay, maybe stop that, please. I'm wearing good headphones and this whispering goes right into my ear. I think I have time to see one more outing. Okay, looks like I can return to places I've already been, but it doesn't give me any money or upgrade materials. So, outskirts of the Great Forest. It has level 4 and 5 enemies. Takes 12 steps. Have one cursed. Let's see what that means. Let's see what this thing is. Abyss Convention. The first convention. Basic passive recovery is 5% of maximum energy. Any one battle reduces Abyss Distortion by 1. Oh, that's interesting. Abyss Distortion is further reduced by 1 if the fight is with a mutant or cursed. By 2 if the opponent is a cultist. Interesting. So I can just choose to fight to keep the distortion in check. Or go with events and hopefully gain something. Don't like that. Let's see what this does. The influence of the abyss is a true test for the body. Nausea, headaches, and aches are common occurrences in these cursed lands. So it gives an outcome during the day. The midday heat only exacerbates the situation. Great. So it's pretty early on, so maybe gonna take this path. The garbage heaps are echoes of humanity's bygone way of life. Often still useful items can be found here if you search carefully. Let's search together. I'm expecting a bit of health loss for both of them, but something good in return. It was an incredibly unpleasant and dangerous task. Most of the trash had turned into a sticky mess due to rain and time, making it difficult to extract individual items. Should have brought a shovel then. Most valuable things had long been scavenged, but with some effort he managed to find something useful. 2 money and 1 rune of worry. 20% chance to inflict fear for 2 turns when dealing damage, and immune to the fear effect. That could come in handy. So this rune of worry. Okay, it's an equipable item. Let's put this on you for now. Okay, got 2 scrolls. So I think the game wants me to try getting 1 more entity. Doubts. Sudden surge of doubt troubles the mind, plunging it into anxiety about the journey ahead. A fleeting moment of wavering confidence is enough to undermine belief in one's own abilities. That gave us worse karma. Don't like that. Ooh, got a ghost spooder. See, you are wild. You ignore stat reduction from effects. And you deal an additional 10% damage per type effectiveness. Okay, so ghosts are effective against jinns. Sure, why not? Ah, here we go. If there are multiple combat-ready entities in the squad, you can perform a substitution. Substituting skips a turn. A free substitution is only possible if one of the fighters on the battlefield is defeated. I understand. So it is a strategic option who you want to start with. Let's put the scroll on you. Each combat move and entity has its own type. Each type has 1 strength and 1 weakness. For example, water attacks deal extra damage to fire, but water entities are vulnerable to electricity. If you played any creature collector game, you would know this. The entity type also affects certain effects. Fire creatures cannot catch fire, and ghosts cannot be frightened. That's really nice, actually. Logical, but you don't see it often. You can view the hint again by holding down Control. Indeed. Let's start hitting you a little bit. Okay, so whatever you're trying to hit me with isn't very effective. Which means it's a ground type. Okay. Let's do a bite. Then put another scroll. Yeah, it doesn't look like the effect of the scroll stacks. just manipulates your success chance. Okay, party limit exceeded. You have captured more entities than you can currently control. Use the scroll storage in Northwich to adjust your team composition. Okay. Can't look at you right now. I suppose there's gonna be a town upgrade to carry more than 2. But for now, let's keep moving. Guardians. Defense mechanism broken by the influence of the abyss. What if I were to switch it up? Wait, extra distortion if lower than 8. It's exactly 8, so it shouldn't happen, right? Looks like it. Created by outstanding engineering minds, this is one of the attempts to halt the abyss at an early stage of its spread. These metal warriors are capable of detecting even the slightest presence of the abyss and immediately addressing it. However, over time, echoes of the abyss began to manifest in every living being, and the Guardians lost their ability to distinguish their true targets. Yikes. That's a lot of lost health. Also, what is this? An injury. Minus 30% of all healing. Okay, so it's a debuff that hits someone. I hope it goes away on its own. We got a stalker here. Stalkers are seasoned wanderers exploring cursed lands in search of artifacts. The rich survival experience gained from long expeditions will be very useful to you. Let's see what you have to offer. A skilled warrior eagerly shares his experience, honing the combat skills of one of the entities. The training is physically exhausting, and the master's strict supervision mentally challenges the trainees, but its effectiveness is undeniable. Okay, the least experienced entity receives 15% of max energy, 20% of the experience required to reach the next level, which would be you. Yeah, okay, I can still work with this. Now, what is this hunger business? For a while you managed to ignore the body's cravings, but now all thoughts are only of food. With each step your body groans louder from hunger, demanding sustenance, but there isn't even a piece of bread in your bag. The body's suffering continues, and your mind endlessly berates itself for the saved coins spent on provisions. Well, yeah, I didn't look at the market. Hive. On the side of the road stands a strange structure made from trash and slime. Overcoming your disgust, you decide to enter in hopes of finding something valuable. Your intuition proves correct. Inside you do find a few coins, but unfortunately, the home also had an occupant. Okay. Because I have no lockpick with me, there was likely something valuable in the locked compartments. But we did find a muzzle. Reduces damage taken by 10% when fighting against an entity with a wild effect. Oh, and we're fighting just like that. Okay then. I have no scrolls left, but I wonder if you can catch the same entity multiple times, since, you know, they have different genetics and natures. Let's see, this cannot miss, but target with full energy loses 5% of its maximum, so it's better to start off with this one. Okay. Yeah, you ignore stat reduction, so the speed down doesn't do anything. And now you do a critical, of course. This is just like Pokemon. You only crit when you don't mean to. Let's switch back, because you have the more health. Okay, now we know that repairing the pump is gonna do damage, so this time let's ignore it. There's little point in investing effort into something that will bear fruit only a year from now. Concern for the future seems meaningless when the world is already doomed. Fair point, but what do you have, if not the future, if the present is doomed? If I go up here, then this path would give me some valuables, so might as well. Death is the best fate for those who have fallen victim to the curse. For those less fortunate, the destiny is to become cursed, a lifeless puppet of darkness. Unaware of hunger or fatigue, these loyal servants of the abyss spread corruption across the world and will go to any length to protect it. Okay, and because we have high abyss distortion. The Cult of the Black Sun, a sect of elite servants of the abyss. Unlike ordinary cursed beings, they move with grace and their speech is clear and coherent. These fighters are sent on special missions. Oh goody. So now I'm gonna fight someone stronger. Wild entities are not the only danger in this world. Sometimes you'll have to face hostile humans who have their own team of entities. Entities with a master do not suffer from the wild debuff, benefit from equipment bonuses, making them dangerous opponents. Well, this is concerning. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose this one. Let's see. You have an abyssaring going on. Extra attack, accuracy, evasion, crit chance, speed. Training sword, extra physical attack. Normal type abilities deal 10% more critical damage. And you have Felix Felicis, -8 accuracy, +5 crit chance. Doesn't get critical hits. I don't get what the point of this thing is if you don't get crits. Or maybe the crit chance applies to everyone, but that one character can't benefit from it. I would need to take this myself to really figure it out. No, wait, this lists the items that the active entity has, right? So, which one is the crit chance again? Okay, you have extra crit chance. Oh, maybe it means it can't get critically hit. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I suppose this differently colored skill means that it's not gonna be effective. And it doesn't give poison. Oh, we have less than 30%. So this passive triggered plus 18 defense. Duration decreases after enemy attack. Alright, so it's a little bit of extra survivability here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose on this turn. Okay, your fighter has been defeated. The energy reserve has depleted, making it impossible to continue the fight in this state. A substitution must be made. In the event of a forced substitution, no turn is skipped. Additionally, Abyss Distortion increases by 2, and an injury is occurred. Not much I can do. So I guess the injury concerns the defeated one, not the one that gets switched in. Okay, and this here looks like the enemy lineup. So there is only this one enemy, and I was just too damaged to really be able to win. Oh, we have a lucky dodge. Because of your passive, I got Purity of Mind, plus 10 crit chance, plus 0.3 crit power. And crit power is the multiplier for critical hits. And by default it is 1.5 times normal damage. Well, I might have a chance then. I guess this damage number here already takes into account enemy defense. Wow, that was really close. But fortunately, looks like injuries don't stack. Just a couple of kilometers from the shelter, on the very edge of the Great Forest, you find Levi. Black festering sores, labored breathing, and chaotic convulsions. He can neither stand nor focus his gaze. These are clear signs of the advanced stages of infection. His mind has completely succumbed to the abyss, and there is no way to help him now. All that remains is to look around and report back to the commander. I would say I would rather mercy kill him first, if that is an option. No clues. Where and how the abyss overcame Levi remains a mystery. However, your attention is drawn to the absence of his belongings. Monsters have no use for them, which means he discarded them himself. Or he was robbed. That is also a possibility. It seems Levi knew his time was running out and tried to lighten his burden while desperately attempting to reach the village. Yet he still clutched a few blood-stained scraps of paper, the only thing he couldn't let go of. Staying here any longer is too dangerous. Carefully prying the sheets from his weakened fingers, you quickly continue on your way. Levi, one of the best fighters in our ranks. His death is a heavy loss. The papers he tried so hard to deliver are scribbled with nonsense. At first glance, it's just trash, but I'm sure Levi wouldn't risk it for no reason. It will take time. Ah, there goes the whispers again. It will take time to decipher these notes. You can be free until further notice. Okay, so I didn't try the market stall because I thought you have to rebuild it. Apparently that wasn't the case, so I just made my own time harder. Okay, we can buy all sorts of equipment here. Ah, provision. So I would need these to avoid the hunger event. That's very good to know. Stamina potion restores half of the spent reserve of all moves. Okay. Some rings. Okay, the store has an infinite supply of scrolls. And for a hefty sum, we can buy a lockpick. Can be used to collect all the gold in the hive. Yeah, this is a pretty steep price to use in a single event that you don't even know is coming. I would pass on that. Okay, the watchtower explores a small amount of the events. The blacksmith will craft an item if we upgrade it. Okay, and it looks like you don't recover all your health when you return, unless you upgrade it. The abbey would unlock blessings. Upgrading the warehouse would give free consumables at the start. This is our home. It would give less abyss distortion at the start. It looks like at this point all I can do is build a vault here. Stores access entities, gives more starting karma, and another upgrade would make looking around a random scroll. You lack the experience to control a large squad. Okay, so this would come in time. Alright. Okay, this makes you immune to fear. Okay, I can just click it to unequip. Let's put you down. Put you in. So, as I was saying, this rune gives immunity to fear. But ghosts are already immune. But extra chance to inflict fear would be nice for you. And give you the muzzle too. Let's roll with this. Let's see what you're on about. You gain extra debuff resist per level. It's a pretty nice amount too. At the expense of crit chance. And you are naturally cautious. Little less speed. Lot more resistance. Okay, so your main attack is Bronze Fang. It's ground engine. Okay, so there are multi-types. Good to know. And you get ghost types. Endogen type attack. Very interesting. And it looks like this is all the time I have for this game today. This is Voidsayer. It is a really early demo, so I expect it's gonna take at least a year or two to polish some stuff. But I really like what's going on over here. It's like a big cauldron and it's mixing the vibes of multiple different games. I like each and every one of them. And I'm definitely putting this on my wish list. If you would like to put this on your wish list, I'm going to put a link in the description. And I'm gonna see you around with another demo. If you have found something that I haven't and would like me to take a look at it, put it in the comments. I'm Green Pangolin. And I'm gonna see you next time. Goodbye.